Hey fans all over the world, it's Daddy P on the corner in the corner boxing. What? Hey, it's your boy back at you, man. Y'all know it's fight week for Andre Berto, Devon Alexander lesson. It's going down at the Nassau Veterans Memorial Coliseum in Uniondale, New York. Lesson. Hey, it's happening on August the 4th at about 7:30. That's Eastern Standard Time. You know, check your local listeners to see what time it's gonna be airing wherever you from. Listen, Andre Berto, 31-5. He stands at 5'6.5" with a 68-inch reach. Hey, look, the young man has 24 KOs out of 31 wins. You know, that's pretty good, really. Devon Alexander is 27-4-1. He stands at 5'8.5" and has a 69-inch reach. Lesson. He does have 14 KOs. And I'm going to tell you this, man. Listen. Devon Alexander did fight earlier this year. He fought once last year. He came off a long layoff. You know, as you probably know his story, he had a bout with prescription drugs, you know, and he won. He beat it. He came back to the sport of boxing 2017, got a win over Walter Castillo, and he fought earlier this year. He fought Victor Ortiz to a draw. Little bit about that fight. Listen, Victor Ortiz, Devon Alexander fight. Now I'm gonna tell you, when I looked at it again, it did look pretty close, but man, to me, Devon Alexander won. I mean, he did enough to win, to me, convincingly. I don't know where the draw came from, but it did. Victor Ortiz did get some tee off some good shots, but Devon Alexander, to me, was a little bit too much for him, you know. Now, Andre Berto, he only fought one time a year. Last year, 2017, he fought Sean Porter. Y'all know about that fight, man. He fought, it was a TKO. Sean Porter got him out of there. And I'm going to tell you, hey, Sean Porter, he is a roughhouse boxer. Yeah, he did use some elbows. You know, he does lead with his head a lot. You know, the headbutt thing. But I'm going to tell you this right here. Hey, Sean Porter, TKO. I mean, I'm not going to touch that a whole lot, but that's just what it was. He fought also one time in 2016. He fought Victor Ortiz. Hey, and he knocked him out. You know what I'm saying? He beat Victor Ortiz, knocked him out, and you know, he only fought one time in 16, one time in 17, and he has not fought this year. So he's had a little bit of, you know, some inactivity. And I'm gonna tell you this, I've heard other people say it. I'm not gonna name drop at this time. Sometimes I do name drop, but you know, I don't want people to think that I can't stand on my own 2 feet. Sometimes I do name drop because, hey, in everything you do, man, there's one thing in boxing too. It's levels. And you also, especially when you're not like a big dog in the game, you do gotta pay respect to those who are, you know, either been there before you or that have a bigger platform. So sometimes I name drop, you know, the guys in the YouTube game, you know, that have a bigger platform than me. Sometimes I'll say, oh, well, such and such, you know, but I ain't gonna name drop today. But I have heard people say that Andre Berto is a spent fighter. And I agree. I think he is a spent fighter. Although that was a rough fight for him against Sean Porter, I think mentally he was, you know, he checked out. He just checked out mentally, you know. And that's what the referee saw. That's why he called the TKO, you know. And I mean, you could say, yeah, Sean Porter is a roughhouse guy, but I mean, Sean Porter has fights under his belt. And, you know, what about the guys he fought? What about Keith Thurman? Keith Thurman beat him. You know, it's guys that have fought Sean Porter that knew what to do to negate his roughhousing tactics, you know? I mean, so, what about Kell Brook? What about Kell Brook? you know, and Andre Berto is a veteran of a fighter, you know, 31-5, man, you know, he got some fights under his belt. So, I mean, and I'm gonna tell you this, you know, sometime when the fighter, man, their psyche becomes damaged with some losses, you know. And I think with Andre Berto, he's been in some fights, man. He's been in some fights. I think that has taken a toll on him, and I do think that he is a spent fighter. Now, when he comes, you know, into this fight, I think he, you know, ring rust. You never know. Well, you know, he only fought one time in 2017, man, and before that he fought once in 16. You know, so I mean, I don't know what else to say except I really do believe Andre Berto is a spent fighter. Much big up in respect, man. Andre Berto has bought us some very good fights. You know what I'm saying? And I respect him. You know what I'm saying? But at this point in his career, I really do feel that he's a spent fighter. And Devon Alexander, I think, is more hungry, coming back, you know. And hey, he getting right back in there, and that's what I applaud, you know. I wish he would have been a little more busy this year, you know. But hey, kudos to the young man. He's coming back, fighting again, trying to keep himself on track. I know it was probably a little discouraging, that Victor Ortiz fight. I know he felt he won the fight, and that can be discouraging sometimes. But hey, you get back in there, you do what you do. And I really do believe Devon Alexander will be too much for Andre Berto. I think that his mentally he's gonna be there. And like I say, I just think he's more hungry, and his not only his ring IQ and boxing IQ, I think he's just gonna be able to frustrate Andre Berto with his boxing. You know what I'm saying? And I think that's just the bottom line. I believe Devon Alexander will frustrate Andre Berto by just simply boxing. And I don't think Andre Berto will have many answers. Now, if you go back, I encourage some people, you know, go back and watch that Shawn Porter fight, you know, with Andre Berto. Andre Berto did catch Shawn Porter with some shots. And y'all know he is a big puncher, and he's a tough guy when he wants to be. I just think he mentally checked out of that fight. I think he got too frustrated. He did not remain composed under the roughhousing tactics of Shawn Porter, you know, and I think that says something for him mentally at this point in his career. So, and you know, that's not nothing against Andre Berto. Like I say, I like Andre Berto, and I appreciate what he have brought to the sport of boxing. But I think at this stage in his career, man, you know, I don't know if he has the mental capacity. And he is a tough guy, but I just don't, you know, just to get him rattled a little bit, man, you can frustrate him. And I believe that's what's going to happen in this fight. But on past this, man, you know, where does Devon Alexander go if he wins this fight? Provided he beats Andre Berto, where does he go? And I was looking at some of the rankings, man. He's ranked in the IBF as number 4, I believe. And the thing about that is, I don't think the rankings have been updated for a couple weeks. I don't know what they're gonna do, but that number 1 spot has been labeled as not rated for a while. You know what I'm saying? For a while. So really, when the new updated rankings come out, he could be number 3. You know, and I think above him is like Jesse Vargas and Ugas. You know, I think that the Jesse Vargas, that would be a good fight for Devon Alexander, I believe. But I don't know what Jesse Vargas got going on right now. I know he's not ready for Errol Spence. I don't think he's ready for Errol Spence. Just coming back into the game last year, I think that he probably needs another fight or so before he even wants to try to compete with Errol Spence. But I think the Jesse Vargas fight would be a good fight for him and for Vargas. You know what I'm saying? If they could make that happen after this fight. But, you know, that's just my opinion. But hey, I'm still looking for a good fight, man. I think Andre Berto will come to be competitive. I don't think he's coming there in there to lay down. You know, so I think, you know, I think for some rounds it'll be a good fight. It'll be a competitive fight for some rounds, but I believe that Andre Berto will become frustrated in the last few rounds. Devon Alexander is really, honestly, I'm just being real with myself and real with you all. Devon Alexander, you all know, is not like a big finisher as far as knockouts. I don't think that he's gonna knock him out, but I think that by the end, you know, the championship round, I mean, you know, the last couple rounds rather, I believe that Andre Berto just will not have any answers for Devon Alexander boxing. And, you know, I think that Devon Alexander wins this fight, basically unanimous decision. But anyway, I give a official prediction after the weigh-in on Friday. But hey, that's just what I see, man. I'm excited for Devon Alexander. And, you know, like I say, nothing against Andre Berto. I just think at this point in his career, he's a spent fighter. And I think this is an opportunity for Devon Alexander to come in here to look good and get something decent, you know, next. You know, to move forward in his career, man, to get something decent. And then maybe after the next fight, maybe this, you know, maybe in 2019, you know, he'll be ready for something bigger, you know, for, you know, a big leap up. You know, as he's getting older in his career, he needs to really do something. So anyway, this Daddy P. Go ahead and slap that like button for me. Go ahead and subscribe to the channel. Hit the bell icon to be notified every time it go down. This Daddy P, holla back.